Hey everyone, Coach Matt over here, Primal Athlete Training Center, www.primalatc.com. Answering a question today that actually comes from an athlete locally who I work with. He's a master's athlete, and he and I have been working together only for a few weeks. Now, last week he and I weren't able to work together, and this week, this Sunday, he actually has a track meet. So he sent me a question here over email, and I'm going to answer it for everybody, but also especially for him. So, as you guys know from watching previous videos of mine, foot alignment in the power position is extremely important. What we mean by that is we want to see a good heel-toe relationship. Let me back up a little bit here. A good heel-toe relationship, or a toe-instep relationship. So that when you step back into the power position, as you come forward, you're able to get your hips all the way around. You're able to push your hips all the way around because of the way your feet are aligned. If your feet are stacked right on top of each other, as you go to turn, it's going to be very hard to get your hips all the way forward. You're going to be blocking yourself off, cutting yourself off. But if your foot is too far back, as you come around, you're not going to have the same snap. You're not going to have the same amount of transfer of power. You're not going to be able to extend your legs and rotate your hips as powerfully if you are too open. So you don't want to be too closed. You don't want to be too open. Okay, so the question that he had is, as he glides backwards, how does he guarantee that he's landing with his feet in the right position? This is tricky. Because in reality, there is no guarantee. As you're throwing, there's no way to tell if you're doing it correctly or not in that little minuscule, micro-sized portion of that throw. But there's a lot of ways to make sure that you're not doing it wrong. So instead of knowing that you did it right, here's some things that you can do to make sure that you're not doing it wrong. What we're talking about is, of course, as you glide, get back over here. As you glide, we want to bring the feet, as we've shown in other videos, knee together, toe to the heel, the side of the heel, and glide back, keeping, of course, that heel-toe relationship so you can get your hips all the way around. Heel-toe relationship. Now, ways that heel-toe relationship gets a little bit out of whack, gets a little bit funky, is this. If you line up in the back of the circle in your glide position, and rather than bringing the toe next to the foot, feet together, knees together, as we've talked about in previous videos, instead of knees together, feet together, you actually bring your blocking leg behind the power leg and glide backwards. So rather than bringing the foot together and straight back, you're bringing the foot in at an angle, and more than likely you're going to glide back at an angle, landing in what they call in the bucket. That's what we don't want to do. We certainly do not want that to happen. Other things that might be throwing you off is if you're not bringing the foot all the way in. We see this a lot of times from athletes where instead of bringing the foot all the way in and gliding all the way back, they just kind of do this little bump, this little pulsation, and there's not an actual full drive back. Well, sometimes when that happens, you don't extend the leg all the way, your foot's landing late, it's landing off to one side, it's landing off to the other side. And again, it is a big way that I've seen where a lot of athletes not only don't get a good amount of drive out of the back, but their feet are also landing a little bit out of position. Okay, so that's two major things. If you don't do those things, if you bring the foot all the way in and make sure the foot is next to the other foot and not behind the other foot, you're going to be in good shape. Something else that you can do, this is great especially during the wintertime, take a piece of tape, whether it's duct tape or masking tape, electrical tape, and put it on the floor. You might be able to see we've got some tape marks here on the floor, another tape mark up here you may or may not be able to see. Or you can take a line on a basketball court, volleyball court, indoors. If you have rubber mats, usually the rubber mats where they meet together form a seam. You can line your body up on that seam, and as you glide backwards, you can do what's called a stop glide. A stop glide means that as you glide back, you stop and you check to make sure you're in the right position. It's a good drill to use to check yourself, make sure you're in the right position. If you have a long enough piece of tape or a long enough seam or a long enough line on that basketball court, you can repeat those stop glides one after another, trying to stay on that line or on that piece of tape like it's a balance beam. So that's another great way that you can train your body. Instead of saying, how can I do this correctly? Say to yourself, well, how are ways that I can stop myself from doing it incorrectly? Sometimes that's it. And you know what, guys? We always talk about advanced coaching. We always talk about advanced throwers. And we say, you know, what separates the advanced throwers and coaches from the beginner throwers and coaches? And that's it. We always talk about the why. Advanced coaches and throwers know why things happen. They don't know what to do, and they don't know what it's supposed to look like. They also know why certain things occur, why certain things need to be a specific way. So this is one of those videos, guys, to help teach you the why of the event, not just the how-to. We have an entire video that has been released, I'll put the link down below, which covers the entire glide shot put and the entire discus throw, full discus throw, and explains to you the whys from an advanced coach's point of view or an advanced thrower's point of view to help get you to that next level, whether it's as a competitive athlete or as a coach. You'll learn the whys of the event, not just the how-to. Something that's never been done before. You can download it directly to your desktop, laptop, smartphone, tablet, wherever you might be. Take us with you out to practice, and you'll be able to correct things as they happen right there out in the throwing circle. Hope you guys check it out. Hope you enjoyed the video. As always, track season is very, very close. We're getting a ton of questions every single week. If you have questions, if you're looking for answers on certain problems, make sure you email me or leave a comment in the comment section below this video. Click that link, become a better thrower, become a better coach. Hope to hear from you soon.